My experience with PBL has been a really, I want to say surprisingly good one. And I say surprisingly because I was a little skeptical at first with how this process was going to fit in a traditional classroom setting. The research, a lot of the examples and things that we've seen show PBL working really great in classrooms or schools designed for PBL. And so as this has sort of panned out in my classroom over the last few weeks, just the excitement for kids in their final products, I don't want to say it was exciting for them at first. There was a lot of sort of pushback from students because here we were kind of flipping this traditional classroom to promote a PBL project. But over the course of the past 5 weeks, for example, today, they're doing their dress rehearsals for their projects, and I see kids, their eyes sort of lighting up, that they're proud of what they've created. They feel that this process has served them well, not just in the content, but the 21st century skills, right? I can shake your hand, I can speak openly and knowledgeably about something I've created. And so, again, at first when you're kind of like, is this possible? And maybe even the first few weeks of the project thinking, I don't know if this is gonna work. We have seen over the 5 weeks that it's been really rewarding for students. They could handle it. It works in a traditional classroom setting. And as a teacher, it's been really rewarding to be a part of it and to see that growth of my students.
The biggest thing that I just kept thinking of recently as I was reflecting on this was that I would have been so afraid to do this 2 to 3 months in, where I feel like I probably would have started trying this in my first year of teaching or second year of teaching. And I think I just would have been too afraid at that point to, even if I had planned it, to just jump the gun and do it. So this experience has been good because it forced me to actually do it and just to take that leap of faith that I don't know if I would have done on my own unless I had more support in my school.
My experience is a little bit different than maybe some of the other people, and that's because I teach on the graduate level to students who come into teaching as a second profession, and two of my colleagues in my program also received the PBL training with me, so the three of us thought it would be best to introduce our graduate students to the project-based learning program by actually making it a part of our course. And so they got to have a slice of PBL, pretty much what we had with our training, and it carried them through started the very first day, where we had them take a look at what PBL is, see a short video, do a needs assessment, and from there we had a learning unit developed, and for this semester, every 2 weeks they had an assignment that was part of their PBL. We gave them a driving question at the beginning that asked them we wanted them to be able to produce an electronic teaching portfolio that would get the attention of a committee that might be interviewing them for a teaching job.
The first thing that I would say that helped me as I started this journey was to do the project slice, being a participant of the project itself. I learned a lot more than I had even I had been reading about it beforehand. So spending those 3 days, getting the experience of doing it, really helped me as I was planning planning my own projects and thinking about what I wanted to do.
So obviously coming into PBL, I'm not sure if this is going to fit. One thing that I learned in the process that I took away, I think most, was that PBL, my understanding was always the dessert project, right? And really following that gold standard really makes a difference. And we have something very authentic for students now that they're proud of, that is going to work for our school, and that they're the stakeholders in. And I think the authentic audience, all of that has played a really important role in it. Today, when students were doing the dress rehearsal for the big reveal coming up, again, some of that pushback from kids that I saw early on, and I think that pushback comes from, I'm so used to being able to sit at my desk and take notes and just kind of be fed this information, and now you're asking me to work with people who aren't my friends and go out in the school and conduct interviews and surveys, and this seems like a lot of work for what? That same kid gave a presentation today informally, kind of the dress rehearsal, and at the end I said, hey, so at the beginning you were really kind of pushbacky about this whole thing. What are your thoughts now? And his eyes lit up and he was like, this was really cool. And as a teacher, that's it.
I think the most positive thing about this project is just seeing how different aspects of the project have really brought out the skills of shy students or students who haven't necessarily engaged with traditional styles of learning. So I have students who wouldn't necessarily speak up in class, but we're working on presentations right now, and they're participating and really excited to plan out what they're going to say and how they're going to talk to people. And also, I've seen students who I didn't necessarily think were leaders, but who really took the reins at the beginning of the project, and they were the ones who were keeping everybody in the group that was on task, even the students where I thought who might be like more of the high flyer student who wouldn't struggle. They did a better job of making sure that they were staying focused and on task with getting the project completed.
Well, I'm always looking for experiences that are going to help me grow professionally. And I can honestly say that this is one experience that did. And have been more than willing to share that with other people in the College of Education, including our dean. So to me, project-based learning has been a positive experience for me. I think the training was very professional and well done. And I felt I learned a tremendous amount for it. And as a result of it, that's one of the reasons why we wanted to extend it to our students in our program, is because we felt it was worthwhile as professional development for ourselves. We learned from it, and we wanted to be able to extend that to our students and have them take that opportunity not only here, but hopefully take it with them so they could put it on their resumes and take it into their teaching profession.